Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Sunday Stock Watch, series I post on Sundays where I let you guys know what stocks I'm personally keeping an eye on going into the trading week. You guys, the cryptocurrency market has performed beautifully over the course of the weekend, and that obviously makes me extremely bullish on some of our favorite crypto-related stock plays here on the channel. Cannot be happier to say that, and of course, I am pumped to talk some potential price action with you guys. So let's get straight into it. As always, we'll quickly go over a few of the names we're going to be discussing today, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, you guys know the drill. Trading View, where we'll talk technicals, price action, and price targets on the following names today, in this order, going down the watch. So you can see right here on the right, kicking it off with the king. You guys know the rules. Kicking it off with the king, Bitcoin. We can't talk crypto-related stocks if we don't first kick it off with Bitcoin, because ultimately, Bitcoin's general direction will dictate that of the majority of the crypto-related stock market. So Bitcoin, again, performing pretty well over the weekend, but specifically right now, this 4-hour candle closing out this beautiful Sunday with a big old green candle. Love to see it. There are multiple technical indicators that are leading me to believe that Bitcoin is going to see more upside in the short to medium term time horizon. And yeah, of course, again, as I've just been saying, that makes me that much more bullish on the remainder of the sector. So kicking off with Bitcoin, as you can see below, we got Ethereum below. We're not going to touch on Ethereum today, but you guys know we got to touch on Ethereum. Finally broke past 3K. It's currently sitting at 35, 32. Love to see you guys. We're watching it over the course of the weekend, and it just feels good to see Ether, which is, again, I would consider to be my first love in the financial markets, the first asset that made me personally a lot of money and really contributed to my overall net worth, to cross $3,000. We will cover that tomorrow in the crypto convo because we can't not touch on Ether crossing 3,000. But again, I just had to talk to you guys about it because I wanted to be kind of timely about that. And again, just kind of celebrate with you guys. So cheers to Ether crossing 3K. We'll touch on that tomorrow. In terms of stocks after Bitcoin, we'll dive into the good old BTC miners, the king and queen, themselves, the number one and number two stock picks of 2021. Riot Blockchain, or Riot, and Marathon Digital, or Mara. So Riot and Mara finally starting to bounce back. They've seen such a significant correction over the past few weeks, and it feels good to see them finally bouncing back. And now, considering I do believe Bitcoin is going on to all-time highs, I will explain why that is, of course, as we dive into the charts. That obviously, I mean, to me, it seems pretty obvious that if Bitcoin is moving to all-time highs, it only makes sense that Bitcoin miners who are compensated in Bitcoin as see all-time highs as well, especially because their market cap is so small. Everyone knows about them at this point. So if Bitcoin reaches new all-time highs, it only makes sense to me that both Riot and Mara do ultimately see all-time highs as well. So Riot and Mara move on to ZKIN, beautiful blockchain related play. ZKIN looking very strong on the charts, also has seen a very significant correction, but I do believe another big wave is in store for ZKIN. If you guys have followed the charts, you know what I'm talking about there, and you'll also understand that once we actually dive into the charts. So ZKIN looking very promised from an asymmetric risk profile. That means the upside potential outweighs the downside risk, and as a trader, especially as a swing trader who identifies, who does their best, at least I do my best, not always right, you guys definitely know that, but I do my best to identify asymmetric trades, and yeah, just ride the wave once I feel like I found it. When I feel like ZKIN, CWRK, almost all of these that we're talking about today fit that asymmetric risk profile bill. Okay, so ZKIN looking very good. And then on to the space plays, the OTC, the over-the-counter space plays. That's what this D signifies right here. I will just say right off the bat, I personally use TD Ameritrade to trade both CWRK and ALYI. You cannot use Robinhood, but I'm sure many other brokerage platforms do as well. So I just want to let you guys know that right off the bat for those of you who may be new around here. Okay, so CurrencyWorks, there is a little news that could potentially be negative with CWRK. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We're not covering articles revolving that. I will likely talk about that tomorrow in the newsletter and in the Discord as well. But CWRK could potentially be facing some fundamental hurdles. Regardless, the technicals, the chart looks absolutely amazing. You guys will understand, of course, why that is once we get into the charts. And then close it out with the Mars rover, the Mars mission, the Mars with the $S. That is alternate systems, or ALYI. Capitulating right now, I'm seeing some great technical indicators that lead me to believe that ALYI is going to see more upside. Of course, CWRK and ALYI, two of my three top stock picks for the month of May. And again, considering these two have very, very small market caps, that means that it takes less capital inflow to these stocks specifically to appreciate the individual share price, which again kind of fits that same asymmetric risk profile, asymmetric bet that I look for personally as a swing trade in these markets, looking for again, I don't want 20, 30, 50% even. I don't even want a 2x. I'm looking for like 5x, 10x, even 100x, and I do believe some of these plays could provide that over time, okay? So, once again, very excited to dive in. Bitcoin is just at all-time highs. Ethereum is peaking as well right now. So, I'm just pumped, okay? So, before we dive into the charts for real, I will, as always, ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you are bullish on the crypto markets like I am. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. Considering I believe we're on our way to all-time highs, I'm so pumped to be pumping out content over the course of these next couple of weeks. So subscribe to the channel if you guys want to join the journey, want to join the mission. And of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. That's going to be the first link down in the description. 15 bucks a month, 15 bones a month. If you guys want a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio that I do update every single trading day during market hours, call options, put options, stock positions, cryptocurrency positions broken down in percentages across my portfolio. I do update that once again every trading day during market hours, and along with every update, I send you guys an email newsletter rationalizing my trades, explaining to you guys why I'm trading the way I'm trading, throwing some charts in there, throwing real-time analyses in there. And again, that's just if you guys want real-time updates from myself, you want to know what I'm doing personally to learn from my failures and my wins as well. So hopefully more wins than failures, but again, that's the game, you guys. That's the game we're playing, okay? So first link down in the description. 15 bucks a month, once again, really means a lot if you guys check it out. But if not, as always, no worries. Let's dive into these charts. So Bitcoin, again, playing out this medium-term head and shoulders. Since we started correcting, since we set that high in early April 13th, we have been in correction mode. But as you can see right here, inverse head and shoulders, textbook inverse head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, I'm sure many of you guys know what that is. That's one of the most popular, I'd say maybe the single most popular, most recognizable, definitely, technical pattern. Again, because it's inverse, I guess right shoulder and then head, and then left shoulder right here. So I signified those with those little arches, okay? So I'm sure you guys all know what we're talking about there. But ultimately, based on the symmetry, it was so gratifying to see this inverse head and shoulders start to play out. So talking short term, it makes sense to me that just to close out this head and shoulders thought, a head and shoulders would likely resolve itself right here. And as you can see here, exactly on May 5th, today is, May 2nd. I should have known that. May 2nd. So today is May 2nd. So in a few days, it makes sense to me that Bitcoin will be at least 62.5. That is where 3 short-term, medium-term, and long-term trend lines do intersect. And that would be so satisfying. It could happen much faster. You guys keep that in mind. But I think it's very likely that Bitcoin reaches at the very least $62,500 over the course of the next couple of days. Short-term, we have this beautiful ascending channel right here. Again, just kicking it off with this low on April 25th, starting moving our way up in this nice ascending channel. This is a tightening ascending channel, so usually this is, you could almost say this is like a rising wedge pattern, but more of an ascending channel / rising wedge. Regardless, the fundamentals are so strong right now, and I do think this head and shoulders is ultimately going to play out. So easily, I do think we're going to test 62.5 over the coming days by May 5th. But once that happens, you guys, I think it's very likely that ultimately, if we break this cyan trend line, which is actually a very, very strong line of both support and resistance, I usually get rid of these guys. I'm just going to leave it there. But again, low right here back in late February, low, touch point, creating that line of support. This line of support was broken, dumped, came back up, tested it as new resistance, TA 101. Old support is new resistance. So if we do break through this, that's going to be my single indicator that will lead me to believe that we're going to reclaim this overall ascending channel and ultimately test the top side of this ascending channel. If that happens, May 19th, that would take us to just about a $93,000 Bitcoin. So this is probably the most important trend line you want to keep an eye on, you guys. I do think we'll test this one more time in this short-term rally. I think this might be the last hoorah for the short-term Bitcoin bull run. Maybe we'll see another run in the winter of 2021, but I do think that we'll see this rip, and then we'll probably slow down for a few months to like maybe half a year or something. Okay, so again, you guys, this is all just my opinion. This is pure speculation. Always know that, you guys. So again, I just want to share with you guys what I'm seeing personally, and again, please let me know what you guys are thinking down below, because again, I have no idea if I'm right. I'm just doing my best to formulate the best conclusion I can based on the data I have available. So that's Bitcoin. Let's move on to Riot. Again, we will cover ETH in tomorrow's crypto convo. Riot looks very, very, I mean, this seems like an extremely easy read to me. So Riot, if we hit this let's say by May 5th. So I think this could happen very quick because Bitcoin is performing so well. Again, it's all about these beautiful intersections. So Riot, again, has been in a downtrend since its high in mid-February when the Waves family was eating Wagyu every damn night, but now it's a little stepping it down a little bit. Not A5, we're more like A3, A4 at this point, but we'll get back to A5, you guys. I'm sorry if you guys have no idea what that means, but regardless, very good times, have been just in absolute sideways mode, high volatility, high levels of volatility. So a lot of potential gains here, but overall, kind of in sideways, overall downtrend. Okay, but I do think this will change again because I do believe Bitcoin is on its way to all-time highs. At the very, very least, over the coming days, when this line of resistance on Riot's overall downtrend intersects with the line of resistance on the previous line of support. So right here, a very strong line of support. Once Riot broke that, it was pretty evident to me that we would see further movement down, which kind of sucks to say, but that's just it's also, again, because now I believe that this trend line is definitely in play. This trend line's in play. If these two intersect, which will happen exactly on May 5th, so 3 days from now, on Wednesday, that would take us to a $55 Riot blockchain. From $40 to $55, as you're looking at a very, very impressive percentage increase. And I will say right now, I am more bullish personally on Riot than Mara, and I'll talk to you guys why that is. So Riot, $55 price target over the coming week or so, okay? Mara is currently looking a lot weirder. So Mara is seeing very, very strong support. So this is the same line that I do think Riot is going to ultimately test. So the overall line of support, Mara, is seeing very, very strong resistance there. So this makes perfect sense to me. Mara has cleared it technically a couple of times, not closed a 4-hour above. You guys would, if you guys have watched me for a while, you know that kind of my short to medium term indicator of a trend reversal is a 4-hour closure above said trend line. So in this case, Mara did technically clear it, but it did not close a 4-hour. A daily, especially in this market, to avoid bull or bear traps, is a little more telling to me. So I would say a daily in this current market environment is the actual indicator, would signify a trend reversal from a technical perspective, in my eyes at least. But Mara is seeing a lot of resistance here. At the very least, I think Mara could come up, which isn't very impressive, but I do think Mara will very likely, honestly, come up to test at least the line of resistance on the short-term downtrend beginning in April. Again, Mara has been absolutely ripping. Mara has outperformed Riot. Mara played a crazy game of catch-up to Riot. But I do think Riot will start to shine more. Again, Mara has more shares than Riot, and their market caps are pretty darn similar right now. So I do think for that reason, Riot will start to outperform Mara. There's a few fundamental reasons as well that I do like Riot more than Mara at this point in time. But I do think Mara will come up to at least test the line of resistance on the current downtrend. If that happens on May 4th, I think this could easily come up to, like, this isn't very much. So if Mara goes from $36.70 to $42, you're looking at like what, just sub $6 increase. From a percentage perspective, that is, I don't know, that's like 15% maybe. So very, very doable for Mara, and I think it's very likely that Mara does ultimately come up either tomorrow. So Monday, when you guys may be watching this, because I'm posting this late, I apologize, you guys. I do live in Hawaii, it makes it a little tough. So either Monday or Tuesday, the 3rd or 4th, I think it's very likely that Mara does come up to $42. If we do break that, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to a best case scenario for Mara. Same as Riot, is to test the overall line of resistance on the overall uptrend. Because again, we're still, if it breaks back into this massive megaphone ascending channel, then maybe best case scenario by the end of May, we do come up to break triple digits. And again, if Mara does happen to break triple digits, Riot is just going to break triple digits, break the big old hundo barrier that much easier. Okay, so ZKIN, let's close it out with the 2 space plays. So ZKIN, again, from a very, like, this one's pretty easy, you guys, from a pure play perspective. Higher highs, higher lows. So high, low, higher high, higher low right here, because it's technically above this low right here, and it has broken out of its short, even right here, you can say it's broken out. So Zecheng has broken out of the downtrend, and it is technically in a reversal. Even as we zoom in here, you can see higher highs and higher lows. So high, low, I expect a higher high, higher low, and then just continue that trend until we reach ultimately a few lines. So this line of support, I do believe, as we've been saying, this previous line of support will act as new resistance. Broke this, came up, proved to be new resistance. This will also coincide beautifully. I mean, this is not going to happen by May 4th unless Zecheng goes absolutely parabolic over the next 2 days, which is possible, but highly unlikely, in my opinion at least. I do think ZKIN will come up to test the overall line of resistance ultimately, which is using this touch point here, these highs right here. So this trend line is definitely in play if we do see ZKIN start to rip. If this happens by mid-May, May 17th, just where my cursor is falling, that'll take us to exactly $18. So price target for ZKIN just by the end of the month, I'm just going to call it a very conservative $18, which, considering we're at $6 right now, is a 3x And that's short term, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, you guys. So 3Xs are fun in the short term. Again, 3X, if you can 3X your money in a short period of time. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but things are looking very, very good, all things considered. CurrencyWorks also looking very, very good. So CurrencyWorks again. So CurrencyWorks is thinking about printing way more shares. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. This makes sense from a fundamental perspective. If you're a company, if you're a small company that wants liquidity because they're doing very, very tangible good things, they're making progress. We just covered in last week's video that article talking about how CWRK is branching out into their NFTs, like doing the celebrity NFT stuff. So they're actually doing very, very cool things in the non-fungible token spaces as well as other spaces as well. So CWRK is a very, very promising company. We're seeing volume a little low, which I don't like to see. But from a technical perspective, CWRK looks extremely good. Okay, and as I've been saying, you guys, this looks so much like Riot Blockchain did back like exactly a year ago, like last May, June, maybe even July, when Riot was floating around $2. I would say like May-ish. When Riot Blockchain was floating around $2, this is exactly what the chart looked like. It was exactly like this. I'm not gonna go back in time in Riot right now, but if you guys are curious as to what I'm talking about, go back in Riot, look at like at May or June of 2020. I'm sorry, I should know it, but I don't. But you'll see it once you actually see it. So CWRK, I don't think it's gonna get to like $50 like Riot, but I do think CWRK can easily get to $10 over the course of Bitcoin, Ethereum, the cryptocurrency markets reaching their all-time highs and seeing another big wave up. So CWRK I do think could 5x to like $10. Short term, I think by like May 25th, by the end of this month, I think CWRK could easily reach $5 to test this conservative trend line of resistance on the overall uptrend. But best case scenario I'm not even best case scenario, but what I do think is very likely for CWRK, still optimistic but still likely, is to reach $6 to test the overall line of resistance, because realistically, a lot of traders are going to be eyeballing this. This is a conservative trend line, which I like to give you guys my conservative price targets. That's where I feel comfortable, especially if I'm giving price targets. But from a trading perspective, most traders are realistically going to be looking at this purple trend line right here, which would take us to June 1st, exactly $6.10. So from $2 to $6, you're looking at a cool 3x there as well. So ZKIN, CWRK looking very, very promising. Let's close it out with alternate systems, the Mars mission that is ALYI. So ALYI, short term, had a little bit of a sell-off on Friday, which is a little worrisome, but immediately got eaten back up, and I'm not even discounting that or discounting this break of the bull flag, because we closed right on the base of that bull flag, which gives me reason to believe that it's very likely that we do ultimately resolve this short-term bull flag to the upside. Okay, so bull flag, as the name implies, a bullish pattern, parabolic move up followed by a descending triangle, usually breaks out at the tip of that descending triangle, also printing somewhat of a short-term head and shoulders. So like we just saw with Bitcoin at the very beginning, inverse head and shoulders, right shoulder because it's inverted, head, left shoulder. If we do resolve this, maybe we come up, maybe we break out, go sideways for a little bit, but I do ultimately think that this will be at least resolved over the course of the coming weeks. I don't know what's going to happen here, you guys. I think summer is going to be absolutely massive for alternate systems, because that's when they have a lot of their order flow coming in. That's when they're actually executing on many of the things that they've been promising over the past couple of months. So ALYI, as you guys know, I mean, go watch my videos, go watch my specific analysis videos talking about ALYI if you're not familiar with what they do, but have been releasing so much good content lately. Even just to get a brief idea, look at my top 3 stocks of May, top 3 stock picks of May 2021 video that I just posted a few days ago. And you'd understand why I like ALYI so much, and ultimately my price targets for ALYI by the end of this month. So alternate systems, again, I do think is going to play out the short-term bull flag, this medium-term head and shoulders pattern. I think we can get it to at least 10 cents, double-digit cents, currently sitting at about 6 cents, so 10 cents, just under a 2x from there. But ultimately, I do think that ALYI will break its yearly high. So ALYI back in early February, if you guys remember, if you guys were here, let me know down below if you guys were here for that. 20 cents high. Its high of 2021 was 20 cents. So I do believe that we can ultimately break that. I do believe that one of these trend lines will be tested if this happens June 1st, this lower trend line. So again, support acted as new resistance. This trend line is 100% in play. May 21st, that would take us to about 18 cents. If we can break above that, I think we will ultimately fall back into this channel and test the top side of this channel at about 25 cents by early June. So again, you guys, considering alternate systems has such a small market cap, it does not take much capital inflow. This company has one of the coolest visions I've ever experienced, I've ever seen in the public markets. Like, what they want to do, and granted, it's all dependent on whether or not they actually execute on their plan. But as far as their vision goes, as far as their story is concerned, it's freaking amazing. It's freaking great. And it's if they can execute on it, this is at least a $10 billion company, okay? So the upside potential here is like 100x potential. And again, that sounds bullish. That sounds highly optimistic. But that's what you got to look for, you guys, is world-changing companies. That's, as many of you guys know, that's how I built the majority of my net worth, is spotting revolutionary, world-changing sectors early. And then just establishing a position, keeping these hands diamond, and riding that wave, okay? So let me know, you guys, what your favorite stock is of those we talked about. If you guys have another stock that you're extremely bullish on, please drop that down below. Always love talking shop with you guys. Always love learning from you guys. Once again, please give the video a like if you gained value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And once again, I will catch you downstairs in the comments, you guys. Hope you had a great weekend. Get ready for this week ahead. So cheers, you guys. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.